Alright, so we're back in the shop again after our 3-week-long Florida trip. So we got Christian's 96 Saline. This is the one that I showed you guys briefly on the other videos. It does have an 01 Cobra swap. I think we're going to part it out. Christian's already got this pretty rare original Saline hood sold locally. And there's Bruce's car. I think when we were supposed to get this car, it was supposed to be running like top of the line. We weren't going to mess with anything. It's not running very good. At the other shop, they kind of didn't get it idling or actually running what good at all. So it's got a cam, heads, all that. So I think we're going to have to run it up to Chicago to Bruce's buddy and just have him mess with it because we really don't have time. We got all these other cars in here. So this car is just, we just put it on the lift to examine it, see what parts it actually had that were listed and didn't have and stuff like that. So here's the 87 175. I got the brake booster all painted up back in. I got the windshield wiper motor restored. I just didn't put the little clip on yet. Restored the washer lettering right here. It was all faded and barely visible. So I did all that. Got the condenser in. Got the hood latch on, and you notice that I took it off when I painted it. That way I didn't paint this gloss. You can see how it's like a semi-gloss versus the clear coat front radiator support. I like that look. Same way with here. You don't want everything too glossy, especially on black. Everything just blends in, so that just gives it a little bit different shine. Here are some ground bolts that were restored, so they're all good. Fished some wiring through earlier today, but I've been working on Tim's car over here. So I paint stripped most of it. This thing's been painted like 5 different colors, so that really sucks for us. So I stripped most of the paint off. Right in here we're going to cut all out, so I didn't have to do that. I grinded some of them. We're going to cut this lip off and shave the engine bay with the Scott rods. But right now I got this side almost done. Scott rod panel fitting nice. And I grinded it all down. That way Bondo and seam sealer and all that'll stick. But right now I'm cutting the rust out that he had right underneath where the brake booster master cylinder would go. So it's pretty rusted out, and I stopped. I've been working for about 5 hours straight. Haven't filmed anything today, so I stopped and just wanted to show that before I go any further. So I know you guys like seeing that kind of stuff, but this last week's been going by fast, and we're really behind on work, and Brent fell in love again, so it's kind of just me at the shop. So I'm going to knock this out. That's why I haven't been really filming. But you know, this is the gritty and grunt work. So once we get to like priming the, you know, blocking and mudding the engine bay, and then like priming and prepping for paint, we'll video all that because I know you guys really like seeing time lapse of that. This is kind of, I'm just going at my own pace, and I run into stuff that I'm not expecting, stuff like that. So a time lapse would just be, it would be too hard for me to try to do by myself and then get all the work done that I want to get done today. So that's why I'm not really filming this, but I am going to stop and just do little segments just to show you guys the progress as I go. Some of you guys don't even like the time lapse, so it works out for everyone, I guess. So anyway, this California car, we're going to be pulling it out soon. I guess I'm going to throw just a stock hood on if he sells that one locally to Barry, because I don't want it sitting outside with no hood on it. Then we got I pulled the Babs out, and I pulled Bruce's other car out today. Alex's car is still wrecked outside. I just pull the cars out during the day so I have room to walk around and stuff like that. So he's got a nice front bumper. I'm not 100% sure if he's parting the whole thing out or not, but if he is, you guys can email us or email Christian and get some parts, because he got the good Saline brakes up front. The front bumper is good. The rear bumper needs some work, but it's still good. It's got the original rear spoiler on there. That's good. So yeah, so I'm gonna get going with that. I already got the tank filled, so I'm good to go on the welder, and I guess we'll be back after I check in with you guys.
Alright guys, it's Christmas. Just kidding, it's not Christmas. It's actually like January 25th, something like that. Anyways, we've got Christian's engine bay done, what you guys just saw, condenser in, and we're about to go and tear apart technically the engine. We're not touching the long block. We're just touching the intake. That's changing. Valve covers are changing. A lot of the front accessories are changing. Oil pan's changing because we are going to put a Vortech on this bad boy, and we're going to try to blow out that T5. So we're just going to show you guys a breakdown of us taking it apart and then building it back up together over the next day or two, because we're still waiting on valve covers and some other small parts to come. But pretty cool car, and we're excited for Christian to get this thing knocked out.
Tell them what intake we're putting in it.
So we are putting a Saline Vortech intake on it, I believe. He's got it all wrapped up. We just went and got it the other day in the box.
This is the Banner graphic for the windshield. Yeah. It's just more AC stuff.
AC lines.
Yeah.
So this is what we like to see, nice new stuff. New brake lines, new AC lines, just like we did Babs. New breathers. And then that's lower intake, this is upper intake. We didn't even unwrap it yet.
Yeah, let's not unwrap it right. Anyway, this is a very rare intake, so Christian wrapped it up with his good old blanket. That's his childhood blanket, I think. So anyway, we're not going to unwrap it, but we'll show you guys once we put it on. So now we're going to do a time lapse of taking off. We got brand new Moog control arms for it because these are shot. You can see the ball joints are just all shitty, and they're 25 years old. So, or I guess 30 years old. Yeah, it's 87. Yeah. So 30 years old. So we got Moog stock replacement ones. I think we're going to reuse the rack and pinion. We got the long tube headers right here behind Brent that we're going to put on.
Mid-pipe for it.
Yeah, obviously the mid-pipe. We got the new compressor we're going to put on right here. We're going to repaint some pulleys and stuff. Probably repaint the block while it's off, pull the distributor, new spark plugs, probably new wires, stuff like that. So right now, we're going to do the time lapse so you guys enjoy. Alright, so we didn't video any of this, but we got Christian's engine painted. We wanted kind of like a battleship gray, like kind of what Ford did stock. I did clear coat it, the same clear coat that I use on the cars. We painted the alternator black. It was all crusty looking, so we went ahead and painted all the accessories just so it looked good, because we didn't want to just paint the block and then leave everything, all the brackets and stuff all nasty.
He's also got the Saline intake and some black wrinkle finished valve covers, I'm pretty sure, so we figured it would go together in the engine bay real nicely.
It looks nice though, and it holds up pretty good. We actually painted Brent's block. We did the exact same thing on his block on his 94 Cobra, yeah. So it doesn't like melt off. We did use
clear coat eventually goes a little bit yellow.
Yeah,
where you can I guess, see it in here where it just gets hot over time. But other than that, I mean, most people don't really notice it.
Well, you don't see the engine anyway. It just looks good going in.
Yeah.
But we did use the, just, you know, AutoZone high temp paint, you know, the spray cans for like $7 or whatever, 500 degree. Same thing you would do with like, you know, if you're doing, well, not, I guess not your headers. Headers is 2000. But anyway, we just did that. And then we let it dry for a full 24 hours. And then we rolled it in the booth and clear coated it whenever I clear coated the K-member.
Yep. And then I put
check this thing out.
on there too.
I think Christian's most excited about his K-member getting painted. So anyway, he didn't want to do no tubular or nothing. We just wanted to, you know, do all the stock stuff. He did order the brand new Moog control arms. They came with the ball joints and then the inner bushings. So I think they were pretty cheap, like $160 for both or something like that, which is worth it because it would take me and Brent, you know, 4 hours to get the old bushings out. You'd have just as much money and time in it, actually more than just buying brand new ones ready to bolt in. So that's what we did there. So that's ready. Transmission, we degreased. We're not going to paint it, do anything with it. It's not the original one anyway. No big deal. So Christian, I don't know. You're going to have to deal with that.
If you put that Vortech.
Yeah, blow it up and get a TKO or something. So anyway, Brent's buttoning that up. We're taking the oil pan off right now because we're putting this newer one on, and it's tapped for the Vortech already. He bought it used off eBay, but no big deal. It's nice and not rusty. That one's kind of rusty at the bottom, and it's the ugly chrome that Christian hated. So I'm getting rid of that motherfucker, and we're gonna put this nice one in. This is actually really nice. I don't even know if it was used. It was probably just mocked up on a car or something, or maybe someone just made it themselves. I don't know. So anyway, that's good. Christian, you are gonna have to get a new sensor because it's broke for the low oil. Motor mounts are kind of crusty, but they're good. So we're just gonna spray them real quick, and that'll be good. And then getting everything ready to go into the Saline over here, as you guys saw. So his other intake and stuff is all wrapped up. Again, like I said in the other video, we're not going to get all that out until it's ready to actually be bolted on, which is going to be this week. So, or I guess next week. Right now it's fuck around Friday. So we're kind of fucking around. And yeah, that's where we're going from that. Got the fenders all stripped. This rear valance is beat to hell, but we're trying to save it. I did this last year where it kind of like rusted and melted on the exhaust for the last probably 10 years. So it was like all the way through, so I'll have to fix that. I think Brent's got some more parts in the paint booth we haven't got out yet. Got the engine bay shave over here. Looking good. I just went ahead and did one side just so we can compare. This side hasn't been really touched. It's just took all the paint off. So it's pretty nice. I got about probably 4 hours on this side, so it's going to need probably 2 more and then prime, and then it's good to go. And then I got to do this side and then the pinch weld and stuff. We'll get onto that though. So we got some presents from Christian, and I think this one might be from it doesn't even say. I don't know. I have to open them up and see what we got. So anyway, that's what we're doing. We didn't film all week. Been busy with other stuff, as some of y'all may know, and I don't know. What are we doing with this, Brent? Get it running or what?
Yeah, she runs.
It runs now.
Cylinder, so whatever Christian hopefully sent us, it's a 4-valve swap. I guess they already saw that, right?
Yeah. So we think that the coils, the coil-on plugs were not pushed in all the way on the valve cover, so because they were like popping out. So I think that's why we were getting dead cylinders, but. I don't know, Christian sent us some new ones. Yeah, we fixed the exhaust on it. It's all good now. Did we fix the bumper? No. That bumper really won't go up there because that quarter panel is so meshed. Yeah. So yeah, we're just giving a quick rundown of what's going on Friday. It is a nice day out. It's very cold, but I didn't get the fastback out.
It's freezing out.
It is freezing in here too.
Rained yesterday, so this morning when I got out to the truck to get in the stupid thing, I unlocked the door lock was almost frozen, and then the actual door itself, so I went to like pull on the handle, the whole door just did not move at all, so I grabbed the top of the door, pulled on it. I mean, luckily it opened, but I've seen a lot of people break door handles from that.
Yep, I got a brand new gasket, oil pan gasket laying around, so we got to find that. So we're doing all that, and then, I don't know, we'll be back. We're going to open some presents and get some Mystic stuff going, so we'll be back.